Hey girls, so I'm going to do a really quick video to remake a look I did a couple weeks ago. I think it was actually about 2 months ago, but I'm going to go by it pretty quickly. It's very highly requested. It's a nighttime look, so you can kind of pull it off for daytime if you want to, but me personally, I just use this as a very nighttime look because it's a lot of dramatic eye. So let's get started. So I already have my eyebrows done, and excuse my dark circles. I didn't use this foundation before, but my now go-to foundation that I love, 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 and swear by is the L'Oreal Paris Magic Nude Liquid Powder. And my color is 330 Classic Tan. So I'm just going to shake that up really quick. I'm going to put a couple drops. I used the top of my BH Cosmetic top because my other stuff, it broke, so I figured I might as well put it to use for something. So I do a couple dabs of that, and then I take my F80 Sigma flat top kabuki and I just brush it on my face. It evens out my skin tone and adds moisture, and it also has SPF, so it's awesome. And it's also buildable, so if you're one of those that likes to add a bunch of coverage to your looks, this would be awesome for you. I'm going to add just a little bit more. Make sure you get under your neck and the sides, under your sideburns, all of that is covered. Make sure it's evenly distributed. And voila. Next, I'm going to be using my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NC45. I just take about half a pump of that and I put it on the back of this as well. And I just correct my imperfections and my dark circles. I love the NC45 just because it highlights and it has orange pigmentation, so the orange covers my dark circles, which is awesome. If you didn't know, orange is great for concealing dark spots and dark circles. So even if you put on an orange concealer underneath your regular concealer, underneath your highlighter, that will do the trick to cover any of your dark acne scarring or dark circles. So I pretty much just blend everything under my eye with my finger. And then I just cover any imperfections that I have that I just want to, and I also do around my mouth. That's a lot of concealer, but I usually do around my mouth just because I'm going to be wearing a red lip. So I want it to be crisp. And yeah, it's going to get on your mouth, but who cares? And I just kind of blend everything out with my finger. If you follow me before, you know that I've never really been an advocate for blending and getting my fingers dirty via blending, but with this concealer, I've noticed the best way for me to get the type of coverage I want is blending with my finger. Alright, and then I'm just going to touch up under my eyes just a little bit. And keep in mind, I'm going to be adding a little bit more concealer. Go ahead and wipe off this mess around my lips. Alright. And then I just take a stippling brush and I just make sure it's all kind of just even and not everything is blended in. Next, I'm going to take my Rimmel Stay Matte, and this is in color 001 Transparent. I'm I'm going to take just a small under eye brush and I'm just going to highlight under my eyes and just make sure I set the concealer that's under my eyes. And I like to set it before I actually do a highlighter. That works for me. You don't have to do that, but I like to set it first because I noticed that my Stay Matte concealer will, my Pro On concealer will crease. So I want to just go ahead and do it first, and then I go back in with the Dream Lumi Camouflage Concealer, and this is in Honey Mill. And this is by Maybelline. I just roll it up a little bit, and I'm just going to highlight the areas of my face because remember, this is a night look. So because this is a night look, I want it to, some areas in my face to kind of be highlighted. And that is why I highlight the core areas of my face that I want to really come out. And with this, I just take my finger and I kind of blend it out. And don't mind this because it's going to be fixed. Because again, everything is the key to blending. So I'm going back in with my flat top kabuki, and I'm just going to blend this out together. Make sure there's no harsh edges so that it's all evenly distributed. And I just kind of dab it in. And then again, I'm going to go in with my Stay Matte. And I do this again, that works for me. It doesn't have to work for you, but I notice that I like it and it stays longer when I set it twice versus just setting it one time. So now that I've highlighted my face is pretty much done, and now I'm going to go in and contour my face to give definition to my round face, give me a little more solid look. In that picture, I've made my face look a lot slimmer, and I did that via contouring. So I contour, my favorite blush to contour with is Silky Plum by Mary Kay. This is like a deep plum kind of color. A lot of times I'll use bronzer, but now that I'm tan, using bronzer is hard to come by because I'm like the same color as the bronzer. So bronzer only gets so dark. So I use the Silky Plum, which really gives me a nice finish. So I take this kind of, my Sigma brush here, and this is kind of just a round taper brush. And I just go in circular motions to make sure everything is blended out. And as you can see, the difference between this gives my face a lot more sculptured look versus this is very round. And see how my face just kind of slimmed up automatically. Then I just go in and I kind of just darken up the edges of my hairline to make sure that my highlight really pops out. And I'll just go in again and just make sure this is a little deep. And there we go. So as you can see, my contour is right here, my highlight is right there. Next, before I get to my eyes, I like to finish up my face first. I'm going to use Milani Baked Blush, and this is in the color Berry Amour 03. It's kind of like a berry goldish color. I'm going to take my blush brush, and this is actually 6 Plus. I'm going to take this here and just focus on the apples of my cheeks. Just blending it out. All right, last but not least for my face, I'm going to go in with my Youthful Wear Physicians Formula. This is just a translucent illuminating powder, and I'm taking a stippling brush, and I'm just kind of going on the high tops, the high cheekbones of my right here on top of my eye, just to kind of give me that illuminating finish, and it smells delicious. And then I'm just focusing down here so I can really bring out my contour. And here so you can really see my strong contour, and then just kind of shimmering up my face to give me a little healthy glow. All right, and my face is complete. Now I'm going to start on my eyes. I've already completed my eyebrows, but next I'm going to go in with my NYX eyeshadow. My NYX eyeshadow base, and I'm just taking the round, not the round part, the slanted part of this eyebrow brush, and I'm just taking it in, and that is how I'm creating my highlight under my brow bone, and I'm just blending that out. And I always go in with my finger and just blend it out to give it a soft look. If you don't blend it out to give it a soft look, then it looks very like choppy. And the key to good makeup, like I always say, is blend, blend, blend. You can take a flat top brush. I just love this blending brush because for me it just does the trick. And it kind of gives my eyes a little highlight. All right, next I'm going in with my Naked One. For my base, I am using Smog and Dark Horse right here, and that's what I'm using for my base. And for the crease of my eye to have a smooth transition, I am using, what is this? Buck. So I'm going to start with Buck to do a transition color, and then I'm going to go in with my base. And for my depth of color, you can use any dark brown, but the dark brown I used was from the NYX Love in Paris palette that I got from Ulta. And I just use this deep brown right here, but you can use any deep brown that you have that you want to use. So first I'm going to go in with Buck, and I'm using my shader brush here. This one's a little bit more dense, so I can focus in on the upper areas of my eye, and this is just so that I can have a smooth transition of blending so that it blends smoothly from the top of the highlight color down to the darker color. So I just use that to blend it in. And you can use anything. A lot of times if I don't have my Naked palette around me, then I'll use bronzer, and bronzer is a great transition color too, because a lot of time bronzer is just enhancing the color that you already have, giving you a little bit of shimmer. All right, so now that I've done that, I'm going in and I'm going to mix Smog and Dark Horse here. I'm just going to mix them both and then add that, add that as my base on my eye. And I just cover my entire eyelid, and I'm just patting. I'm just using a patting motion. I'll go back in and blend it. And again, I'm going to use Smog and Dark Horse. And if you didn't know, the Naked One palette is by Urban Decay. It runs about 50 bucks at Ulta, but it is so worth it. I've had this palette for about a year, and as you can tell, I use it religiously every day, and it has still worked wonders for me. And they are absolutely very pigmented. I have not even put any, for this look, I didn't put any primer on there because, I don't know, I just decided for this look I didn't want to use primer. So then I'm going to go back in with my blending brush, and I'm just blending out the edges here to make sure that it is a soft transition between the bottom and that dark color and that lighter color. All right, and what I'm going to do before I add my darker color is I'm just going to take Half Baked. I'm going to take it with my finger though, just going to run it on my finger, and I'm just going to focus in the middle of my eye to kind of give my eye a little pop of gold, but not anything too big, just a little pop of gold to give me that kind of bam, here I am. Because it is a night look, I like the pop of gold. You can do with or without, but in that last look that I did do a pop of gold. And I'm going to go in and touch up with the Dark Horse again, just to kind of give me a little bit more depth. And you can touch up as many times as you want. Remember, your first go around is not always your last go around, so I'm just going to go in and again just blend it all together. All right, last but not least, I am using the NYX Love in Paris palette, and again, I'm using this dark color. You can use any dark color that you have, but it's a very deep brown. I'm going to take that with my Sigma brush, and I'm just kind of swiveling that around here, and this one, I'm just tapping off any excess, and I'm just focusing in on my crease. So as you see, I'm not going too high up, I'm just focusing in on my crease. And just doing small circles so that you kind of get that dense, deep look. And I really want it to be deep because it is a night look. I want it to have a lot of depth. All right, so there it is for my eyes, and I'm done with my eyeshadow. I'm not using anything to my brow bone because that is what I use for my shadow base. So last but not least, I'm going to top it off with my eyes. I'm going to start with my bottom lashes first, and I am using the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil. Is definitely longer than this, but obviously I just use this a lot. So I'm focusing this on my bottom lash, and for this look I wanted a very clean bottom lash, so I didn't smudge at all. I'm just focusing this in on my waterline, and again, you can smudge it if you want to. I chose not to. I wanted a clean bottom eye look. So I'm just focusing this on my waterline. I don't poke myself in the eye in the process. All right, next for my top eye, I'm going to use the Revlon Color Stay Liquid Eyeliner, and this is in Blackest Black, and this is by Revlon. And I'm just going over it a couple times so that I can get as black as I want it to get. And then once I've done that, I'm just going to go in and just give it a little bit more length here. To give me that kind of almond eye. I'm big on almond eyes, not necessarily cat eyes, because I don't know, that's just what I like. I like an almond eye because of the shape of my eye. Alright, so there it is from my eyeliner. last but not least, well, not last because I still got to do my lips. But before I do my lips, I'm going to top it off with my Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara by L'Oreal. Super stoked. I love this stuff. This gives my lashes so much length. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm not really a fan of false lashes just because I already have super long ones. So I don't really necessarily need them. Even for my night looks, or if I'm going out, I can just double up on my mascara and I will look like I have on fake lashes. So for me, I'm just kind of blessed that way. But for night looks, I definitely do kind of pack on the mascara to make sure I'm getting the full length of my lashes. Alright, and if you get any mascara on your eyes, no worries. Just go back in with your blending brush and just kind of lightly tap on it. So that is it for my eyes. So I'm going to go in with my lips. What I used was All Fired Up by MAC, and it is matte, and I absolutely love this color. So I'm starting off with that first. You can choose to do a lip liner or you can choose to skip it. I choose to do a lip liner because that's just me. I always go in with Cork. Cork is my handy dandy. Love this color. Pretty much goes with anything because it matches my natural lip line. All right, so to do my last final touch up, I'm going to go back in with my contour color, and I'm going to use my contour brush again, and I'm just going to deepen my contour because again, it is a night look, so I want my face to be very slim, trim, and ready for some fun. That's it, guys. Bye.